Ybor streets are calling. Between 15 and 20 Friday night. Should've learned by now that one drink always means we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Sometimes we like to drink a little whiskey. Sometimes we like to get a little high. Every time the band says it's their last song, we say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Making memories. Think it's safe to say we're good and drunk. Every bar on the avenue is closing up. We say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. We ain't going home till the rooster calls. Going home till the rooster calls. Down the Ybor streets are calling. Between 15 and 20 Friday night. Should've learned by now that one drink always means we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Like to drink a little whiskey. Sometimes we like to get a little high. Every time the band says it's their last song, we say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Making memories. Think it's safe to say we're good and drunk. Every bar on the avenue is closing up. We say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. We ain't going home till the rooster calls. Going home till the rooster calls. Down the Ybor streets are calling. Between 15 and 20 Friday night. Should've learned by now that one drink always means we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Sometimes we like to drink a little whiskey. Sometimes we like to get a little high. Every time the band says it's their last song, we say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Safe to say we're good and drunk. Every bar around the avenue is closing up. We say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. We ain't going home till the rooster calls. We ain't going home till the rooster calls. Down the Ybor streets are calling. Between 15 and 20 Friday night. Should've learned by now that one drink always means we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Like to drink a little whiskey. Sometimes we like to get a little high. Every time the band says it's their last song, we say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Safe to say we're good and drunk. Every bar around the avenue is closing up. We say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. We ain't going home till the rooster calls. We ain't going home till the rooster calls. Down the Ybor streets are calling. Between 15 and 20 Friday night. Should've learned by now that one drink always means we ain't going home till calls. Sometimes we like to drink a little whiskey. Sometimes we like to get a little high. Every time the band says it's their last song, we say we ain't going home till the rooster calls. Here we go again, making memories. Think it's safe to say we're good and drunk. Every bar on the avenue is closing.
Grant, if you want to talk, there's a microphone right there.
Somewhere down the Ybor streets are calling. Between 15 and 20 Friday night. Should've learned by now that one drink always means we ain't going home till the rooster calls.
Back to Rooster Call.
Gonna make my way over to the couch here.
Caleb's making his way over. So, as you can see right now, we have our new intro going on with Desmond and Caleb worked tireless hours on. So, we're very proud of it. We hope everybody likes it. You'll be able to see it on our YouTube channel anytime you watch any of the new shows coming up. It's really great job, fantastic, and we're really excited about it. Tonight. I'm sorry, hold on.
We're also getting this on a delay, so people have already seen what you're watching now.
Oh,
So,
okay.
we're like, we're watching this live, but we're like 10 seconds.
Okay, because I just saw Laura's name come
I'm
up.
walking over here, but I'm actually sitting here now, so.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, no, I like it. We're on a delay.
Yeah, we're on a delay.
I see how myself was like 10 seconds ago. I look so much younger, I have to say. Like, I look a lot younger there.
10 seconds ago?
10 seconds ago, yeah.
Hey, just a lot, Travis.
So we're so excited about the new intro. We're so excited to have Laura here tonight from Copper Shaker. Hey, Laura.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing fantastic. So thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We had a late cancellation today, and we called Laura. Our JM got right onto it and called Laura right away. And man, thank you so much. It was
I'm excited
last
to be
minute, and we're so excited. So we're here. So tonight, let's talk about Copper Shaker.
Let's do it.
Let's start off with that. Having a new bar like Copper Shaker that came in there was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Being in the Ybor as long as we have, the couple bars before that was, I don't know if you know, it was an arcade bar called Flynn's.
Yeah, shortly. I don't think I ever made it in.
It was destined to fail, though, that one.
Yeah, it was a good idea in a sense where they had a bunch of retro old arcade games in there, and you could play these games and then get drinks at a bar.
Sure.
But half of the games never worked, so it wasn't really necessarily a great business
It
model
also
there.
wasn't really promoted well. I feel like nobody really knew that was about to open, and when it did, nobody knew it was open, and it never really looked open either, so it was destined to fail.
And those aren't even the reasons I thought it was destined to fail. I thought it was destined to fail because it was the first place to be there after Liquid. And there's some pretty gnarly ghosts in that place after Liquid was there.
Oh, if you knew about Liquid, that place was wild.
It took a lot of re-gutting. to clean that place
Oh
up.
yeah, I bet. Regutting, bleach, dry, clean,
Lots of
dry,
disinfectants.
bleach, dry. You know, like.
I mean, their neon sign out in front was a cum dripping martini. What do you think went on inside the place?
Like 100%, yeah.
No,
I think that
exactly.
place like received an exorcism before we started.
Hey, can we make sure too, because the microphone's a little far away. Desert, we get Laura.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay, all right. I just want to make so
Our sound game is way up now. Like, you don't even have to get that close, Travis, and it probably works.
I know, right? See, I'm so.
He likes to stand up straight. I think that's
Well,
exemplary.
I'm
Just
so
be
used to where we used to have a lot of our sound was, you know, where we had our microphones and we used to have the ones where we had to be just like this. Where now Desmond really has us where. Like that, I was really worried that we weren't picking up any sound. So it's really fantastic now to where
Killing
it's
the game,
at.
Des. Killing the game.
Yeah, we're trying to, and everyone's just so much more comfortable. Like I feel like when they don't have to, you know, sit up here and lean to it. I'm just doing it by choice now, more than anything.
Muscle memory. Muscle memory.
Right, yeah, exactly. So tell us how you like working at Copper Shaker, though. Yeah.
Copper Shaker's great. I mention all the time that it's probably one of the healthiest work environments I've ever been in. And that's saying a lot for the industry in general. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I feel like just overall, it's a really good work environment. We're heard, we're listened to, and it's good business. We have a good clientele, so we have a good time too. We have a lot of liberties, and it's a vibe. We all get along, and I think that goes a long way. If we're happy, I think we make people happy, and
It was one of the great
tone.
things seeing a great craft bar, you know, come in, you know, because I would say First Chance, Last Chance is a great craft bar here
Yeah.
in Ybor, and they do great craft drinks there. And just seeing another one, you know, you can have more than one, and also the food there is fantastic.
no, and I love that it's spreading. I feel like Hotel Haya next door is a fantastic location as well. That's really elevated. I feel like that entire corner is a nice elevated corner, and I feel like that's continuing to spread around Ybor, and I feel like that's exactly what Ybor needed. Like I think it needed a little bit of a facelift, but still staying true to roots, and I think that's
Right.
what's going on.
You know what I think really what really brought the foundation into this corner was the first thing that really was drawing everything else in? Ybor Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ybor, right here, right on the corner,
Yeah.
right across from Copper
And
Shaker. You know,
the
we.
staple of having the Ritz here too, which is like, you know, it's a sight to see. Like it's a staple sight to see in Ybor. If you Google Ybor, one of the first monumental things you see is the Ritz building, the theater building. So
Right.
I think it's a beautiful corner and a beautiful
And
location.
we're on top of the Ritz.
Yeah, you can't get any better than that.
VIP.
Yeah. You know, so a couple things we'll say right now. We are 2 roosters short, unfortunately.
Cool.
Matt Samano is lost right now in NOLA. Like he's running around NOLA right now with a chicken or the head with his.
I got a call from his girlfriend at like 3 a.m. saying Matt lost his phone. This is from New Orleans. They're both in New Orleans. Matt lost his phone, and can you give us Kevin's number?
We knew at this point it wasn't going to end well.
Especially if
Yeah.
they had been hanging out with Kevin and Marin. We're like, okay, those two must have got him hammered, and now they're lost in NOLA by themselves. So Matt missed his flight this morning, and he's still sitting at the bar in New Orleans airport,
As one does in New Orleans. you know?
waiting for a flight.
He's been there since noon.
He may miss it again,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
Good
really know.
chance.
I don't know, at this point, is he really missing the flights? Like, yeah.
it's New Orleans.
And then we had Andrew. You know, he was here earlier, but he had to run. So, you know, 2 roosters down tonight. But you know, it's one of those great things about, you know, the podcast here and Rooster Call that, you know, being down a guest and then being down 2 roosters, you know, we still have this opportunity to be around all these really great, you know, bartenders and people in Ybor that love Ybor that all of a sudden come on the show. You know, not just Laura, but we also have Brianna here tonight. So we'll say hi to Brianna. Brianna's off camera right now.
Hi.
I would say, so Brianna is a bartender at Bad Monkey.
Yeah.
She will be coming back to work on Wednesday. She's had a little absence.
Yeah, I had surgery done on my jaw. Most of the people who go there know. And I've got my 2 weeks are in, and I will be done and back to work on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So come by and see me and give me a hug because I've missed everybody.
Aww.
I know the feeling.
See, and it's one of the great things, you know, like, so Brianna, we were just up here getting ready for the podcast tonight, and Brianna sees us outside the window sitting down at Bradley's out on their patio, and Brianna shot us a text and said, hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing? And
Love that.
so we said, hey, come on up. So then, of course, she's invited, and we love having her on. So it's great having you on.
Thanks.
Yeah, and so we're all excited. We're get you back at Bad Monkey. That is definitely one of the Ybor bars. That's one of our family bars, and a lot of people in Ybor that are locals and have been here for a while. We love to hang out there, do bad things.
Hence the bad and the bad monkey.
So I will go to the T-shirt right now for the night too. Lightning starting up. Lightning
Okay.
season. Let's talk about
Love
this
that.
for a second, right? Because, honestly, if we really think about this, the Lightning are probably one of the better sports franchise there is. Been to the Stanley Cup. Didn't win it last year, but won it 2 years before that. And this year, it's very well possible they could go far again, get there again. So I'm just excited. What do you say, Lloyd? Are you a Lightning fan?
I honestly, I'm not a sports person in general. I don't really follow sports, but it's one of those things that whenever I go to games, and it doesn't even matter what sport it is, suddenly I understand it and I feel like I'm completely part of it and their biggest fan. So I love going to sports game. I'm not really one to follow what's going on, but if the season is starting and I've never been to a hockey game, maybe I'll make it a point this year to go.
You definitely got to get to a Lightning game because
Yeah.
that's a fun atmosphere. That's a good time, and they put on a good show. And we're a great team. So.
That's what I've heard. So
No, I really didn't follow hockey that much until I started going to Lightning games. And one, they're a great team, and it's just a different view of hockey in general. And I started just watching more and more, and I'm like, damn, this is a fun sport to watch, and our team's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
yeah.
And and that arena is fantastic. It's a really great arena. Fun time when you go to it. Oh wait, hold on, we got a new one in. We got
Eugene.
Eugene.
Yeah, it's a street name. Yeah, it's a street name.
I told you I was gonna stick. I told you.
So we have Jorge in the building. Did I say Jorge?
It's Jorge.
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 So we have Jorge in the building, and Jorge again just met him tonight. Wanted to come up, talk on the podcast, and so what I've gotten so far from him before is that you're a offshore. You work offshore on a tanker, or?
No, I'm an offshore oil field worker. So I work in the Gulf of Mexico. I've been doing that for about 16 years. And I work for a contract company based out of Katy, Texas. Compass Personnel Staffing, awesome, by the way.
Yeah. All right.
Steve McCaffrey, coolest guy ever. But I've been doing that for about 16 years. And so
16?
16 years, yeah. So October 19th is going to be my 16-year anniversary, work anniversary of working offshore.
With the same company?
With the same contract company, which
Yeah.
everybody's like going, are you crazy? You've been a contractor that long? And I was like going, because I love the company I work for. They pay real well, and I get to pick my time off.
We were just talking about
So-
having a healthy work environment.
Well,
It
that's
goes
the
a long
work-life
way.
balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I wouldn't do anything else. But,
Right.
Yeah, so.
Awesome.
And so you're on the oil rigs?
So 10 months, I'd say 10% of the time I work on oil rigs. We do like pull-ins, and we have to do like, so a pull-in is like where we have to pull in like an umbilical line with all like the hydraulic lines, electrical lines, and all kinds of stuff like that. All the information that comes from the subsea well comes up to the platform. And then the other time, 90% of the time, I'm working on boats. And I'll do like ROV inspection work. So I don't know if you guys know what an ROV is, but that's remotely operated vehicle. So we fly them, and what it is something about the size of like a Honda Civic, and it has two manipulators on it, and we'll go down to like the Christmas tree or the plem or the plet or the manifold. We'll turn wells, and we'll turn on stuff, or we'll turn it off, or we have to redo stuff. Like say like we had a steel flying lead that was bad, we would take that offline and then redo it. Or if there's like a leak, like we get down there and we see that the
I
oil's
got like
leaking.
20% of what he's saying.
I know.
I got like 20%. Like I heard like leak. I heard
All right,
water.
so
Basically, if it's underwater and it's broken, they send a little machine down there, and they're playing remote control video games from the boat to get the thing fixed, and then they bring it back up.
Okay.
So if it's like leaking oil,
Thank
we try
you.
and stop that shit.
welcome.
We try and stop that real quick to make sure that that's not happening.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're working at like 6,000 feet, 7,000 feet.
Okay.
Wow.
Holy smacks.
Or the other stuff is we just work topside where we bring out equipment to like the platforms. So.
And do you dock here in Ybor? Like, do you come off in Ybor? In the
No,
here?
no.
Oh, okay.
There's a big company here in Ybor. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't like him very well. But they're here and they work out of the Gulf of Mexico a lot as well. And they have a lot of their boats here. So, but they're based out of. I predominantly work out of Fourchon, Louisiana.
Okay.
So that's where that's at. But sometimes they'll send us overseas and we'll go work in like Africa or we'll go work in Mexico and stuff like that.
So now you're off the boat. You're ready to have some fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we definitely do. We definitely have a good time. Like I said, the best time I've ever had, I think, was I was in Equatorial Guinea, and I've been there twice, and I think those are the best times I've ever had. We're just getting off the boat, and I think the coolest thing about that going over there is like Equatorial Guinea is the only country in Africa that speaks Spanish. So I was like, I got this, homie. These are my people. I know what's going on.
Eugenio coming through.
Exactly. So I was like we're staying at the Hilton and everybody's like yo, dude, this is great. And I was like dude, these are $9 beers. I was like, we're going into town. I was like I'm not doing this. So I just went down to the front desk and I was like, how much is for a taxi cab to go into town? And they're like oh, that will be $2. And I was like how about $1? But then we get into town and then we're drinking like 60-cent beers and I was like, this is the best.
That's dangerous.
If you can get by or get around.
No, yeah, just it's all a matter of just having the candor and just speaking the language, and I think it's just really easy. But I went out there one time with my friend Dean, and Dean is one of the whitest guys I know from Texas, and he's like where he goes, wherever you want to go, buddy, I'm with you. I think I'm safe. And I was like Dean, don't you speak Spanish? He goes, no, bro, I live in Texas. We don't speak Spanish there. It's always a hoot. But yeah, so a lot of fun. A lot of fun, man.
Where's
That's awesome.
Katy, Texas?
Katy, Texas is just outside of Houston. It's about 20 miles outside of Houston. So when I first moved to the United States in '89, we moved to Katy. So yeah, it's a very, very small town. That's where Compass Offshore Personnel Staffing is located. Awesome company.
Plug.
Steve McCaffrey's the best.
How far from Houston would you say you are?
Katy?
Yeah.
Man, I'd probably say I think now Houston's so big that I think it's part of.
Okay, dope. Yeah.
I think Katy's part of Houston now.
Okay.
It's like it was an outskirts town, and it's grown and engulfed it.
Yeah.
And now it's just all part of the metropolis.
Dope.
Yeah, so I mean, that's it.
I know. I hear Texas is a
Eugene,
great
that's
state to
awesome.
live in. Like I hear that, Texas pride runs deep, and I hear that it's just a great state to live in. So.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Florida pride is way better.
Yeah.
I think it is because
yeah.
you know what? We're never trying to secede. We're just like dude, we're awesome and we're terrible and we're trash and we're a peninsula. So take that.
Yeah, we've embraced it, and everyone else is doing it finally too. They're like, you know what? We need to go to Florida, and that's why everyone's doing it. They don't give a fuck down there, man.
Yeah,
They just
I
do
know.
whatever they want. They don't. I don't feel like we're involved in lots of bickering of shit. Like I don't know. We're just doing our thing down here, and
No, I think we
people
have
are
enough
coming down
pride
and
for
enjoying
all of it. Where we're like you know what? We'll take the Northerners and we'll take everybody else. And like I said, when you meet somebody down here that's like I've been in Florida for like 40 years and my parents from here, I'm like I want to buy you a beer, brother. You're one of the last ones here.
Last of the Mohicans. No, I feel like a lot of people talk a lot of shit about Florida until they move in here and they realize like how great it is and how sweet we have it. And how beautiful it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, that it happens all the time. When people come on vacation here and then they're like, okay, I'm
Yeah,
coming.
I
I'm
get
gonna
it.
be back.
I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
get it.
And now we're overpopulated and overpriced, so.
Yeah, thank you, New York and New Jersey and Ohio. Just to be specific a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and where is it you're originally from? Because I don't think is anybody in this room originally from Florida?
I am.
So you were born here?
Yeah, I was
Where
born
were you
in
born at?
Miami. Yeah.
Okay, Miami.
But I've lived in
Miami.
Tampa
What
But
part?
Miami, well, Hialeah.
Oh my God!
But I've lived in Tampa for a long time. Like I was
Tip of
always-
the hat to you, senorita.
Yeah. Florida native.
I
Florida
think you might
native.
be the only one.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, or in
and him
solo,
from Miami
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Where are you from?
Mine,
Miami. And what part?
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, roger that. Okay.
Yeah, that's like 82nd and 22nd.
I don't know where that's at, but I know it's probably close to the pork and beans. Pork and beans project. I work with. Funniest thing, I was working in Alaska with a job, and I was like, the cook was like on. I was like on. He was like, Jorge, where you from, man? You sound like you're from Florida. I was like on. I am. And he's like going, what part? And I was like Tampa. I was like, where you from, man? And he goes, yeah, I'm from Pork and Beans Project. And I was like, where's that? And he goes, Liberty City. And I was like, I know why you got to the oil field. You were like, I'm trying to get out of here.
It's all together.
Is it all together?
All
Roger that.
Liberty City.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's so crazy, where how Florida is such a melting pot.
Yeah.
Where you can go to so many different places in the country where it's, so many people haven't experienced being in a place like Florida, where there's just so many different cultures, so many different types of people, so many different languages. And even we say Ybor is even more than
Yeah.
a lot of, there's even more different people here in Ybor that are, they're wild. They're literally wild. And they have views that are different than a lot of other people's views. But, in Ybor, it's so great because we all embrace it. And we all want to meet them. And
That's the best part of being a Tampanian is that we are very much a live and let live society, community. Nobody cares what you are. Don't push your things on me and I won't push mine on you. We're gonna go out and we're gonna have all the beers and we're gonna have the best time. Maybe somebody gets naked, maybe somebody doesn't. Maybe somebody does drive to the bathroom, maybe somebody doesn't.
That might just happen.
But
And if they
nobody
don't,
is
that's
gonna
okay.
judge,
Right.
as long as you're not
fine
driving,
tonight.
nobody is gonna judge you for what you're doing because what works for you doesn't work for me and what works for me doesn't work for you, but we're all good here for a good time.
Absolutely.
And we're all here for the same thing. We all just wanna be happy. That's it. It's Tampa gets it. And that's why invaders drive us nuts. But once they get it and they conform to that, it makes such a peaceful living experience.
Yeah.
It's
Tom Brady.
like what happened to Tom Brady. We saw him after he won all those Super Bowls wearing his suit and very prim and proper, and then he won the one down here and he's throwing the trophy boat to boat and cut off sleeves
Yeah.
and, being a hot mess,
It's
stumbling
something in the
doors.
water.
Floridian
I'm telling you,
real
it's something in
quick.
the
I'm
water.
gonna tell you, he looked a lot happier. That's for sure.
So you have a Florida hat on, but where are you from?
I grew up in Detroit.
Okay, Detroit.
I moved here.
That's
once-
my hat.
Oh, okay.
That
Makes sense.
I bought 4 hats.
Okay, there you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
well, you see my shirt here? I rep Florida hard.
I see that. Okay, Detroit. Shout out to Detroit.
I moved here a month before I turned 18, so
Okay.
it's been a number of years because
It's been home now for a while. Yeah.
I've been here for a long time now.
Cool.
So I think I've been here longer than I was there at this point. We'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that.
No need to do math.
But
She only 27.
I wasn't mad at Detroit. It's just Detroit was falling downhill. It was still falling apart back then,
Mm-hmm.
and it hadn't hit rock bottom yet, and we had gotten out.
Right.
So it's there are things about it that I do miss, but it will never be what it is here. And they are doing so much better up there. They're rebuilding, the people have come together and started rebuilding their own communities and starting their own industries because all of the major industries like the cars and the steel and all that have left. So they're really building on themselves, which is great, and I am so proud of them for that. But it's still not here.
Right.
This is my home, and this is going to be my home. I'm not gonna leave.
Yeah.
You know?
The weather difference.
Fall. I do miss seasons. Fall is,
Yeah.
especially. There's something about fall that I will always miss, but I can always visit. It's only a couple months long.
You don't have to
know?
commit. You don't have to commit.
I can come back the minute that snow starts, But I am a water baby. I do like being on the water.
So do I.
don't care if I'm snorkel diving, fishing, boating, jet skiing, swimming. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, so
I'll
do
be
I.
in the water and I'm a happy girl.
Yeah.
So I do kind of belong on this end for that reason.
Love that.
We can't wait to have you back at Bad Monkey.
I know. I can't wait to go back to Bad Monkey.
So Laura, what else about Copper Shaker? I know you guys have a great environment there. We love the craft cocktails.
Yep.
We know Des, our boy, is always there on Saturday. We haven't even said that yet.
Yeah.
Des, shout out to you, homie.
Saturday nights we feature Des. Friday nights we have Jamie Ferrer usually from 93.3. He's awesome as well. We do live music Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and then we do a nice smooth transition into our DJs and featuring their music, which I think is really amazing. I think that's also why we are such a great fit into Ybor, because we kind of progress as the evening's progressing, as the night is moving forward, as the people are kind of shifting through, and the kind of people who are staying towards those later hours, and we're catering to our clientele pretty well. So I think that creates a nice environment.
I love that jazz band.
Yeah.
The trio that plays.
Hot Tonic.
When we were
They
there,
are
Hot Tonic?
amazing. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
shout out to Hot Tonic.
We were there last week, like Saturday, I think, and we got in there early because the bouncer couldn't believe we were out when the sun was up.
They really did. He came up to us. He's like, "You guys are out when the sun's up. What's up?" We're like,
Yeah.
"Ah, yeah."
We're hungry. We haven't slept.
Shout out to our bouncers too. They're awesome. Our security team is really amazing. But yeah, no, Hot Tonic is amazing. They are an amazing band. What I love too is that we have a rotating list of bands, so you can come every single Friday night and you may just catch a different band every time you come. You know what I'm saying? Or you may catch Hot Tonic as well. So no, they're amazing.
But Copper Shaker really is a destination now in Ybor
Yeah.
because people show up, they park, and they walk straight there.
Straight up. Yeah.
And it's a classy crowd. You know, they're dressed nice and going in there, but the food is great. The drinks are great.
It's amazing.
It's
They
a
have
great, but it's
they
a
have
great atmosphere and a
identity.
great mix to add to Ybor. Like you say, kind of this block now with Copper Shaker, Barter House,
Ybor Live.
Ybor Live,
Ybor Live, Haya.
Hotel Haya.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it mixes well with Ybor. And I remember the manager was talking to us, and he's like, you know, because there's a Copper Shaker in St. Pete.
St. Pete, correct? Yeah.
And I guess it's a very lively party place.
Yeah,
it really
it's
is.
the crowd is a little different in St. Pete. It's definitely a little bit more party forward. It's still an elevated party. You know, you're still getting that same craft cocktails. You're still getting great food. You're still getting great service, great bartenders. But it's just a little bit more lively, like you said, and it also has the attachment of having the estate, the club. So I think that also adds to the
Yeah, I think
ambiance.
the one in St. Pete just has more space to do
Yeah.
that. To do that, if the one here in Ybor had the space, they would definitely jam.
Yeah,
that
it was
out.
definitely packed. But I thought one of the interesting
Maybe
comments he
one day.
made though was that like we thought we were going to bring that same party to Ybor, but when we got here we realized Ybor already has the party.
Yeah.
We don't got to do anything extra or special.
The party's
you know?
gonna come regardless,
And
you know, like-
they just kept that vibe of the good food, the good atmosphere.
Well, they get the
and-
vibe.
It just
with
gave them
with-
somewhere else to go that had a different vibe and a
Yeah.
different feel.
Yeah.
Again, just a little bit
And I
elevated,
think
but
that
still
they
fits in
definitely
really nice.
needed that step up
Yeah.
from
Honestly,
some of
they're
the
the
other
only
places
one that
that we
has a
have.
doorman out there that I know of that is trying to do that elevated experience where he's not going to let you in if you're acting a fool, you know, like where they make sure they keep that crowd where they want it to be.
Inside
you
and
know,
out, yeah.
And, you know, of course, like, you know, a lot of bars, you know, of course, they're not going to let some guy who's wasted in or something like that. But
They always let you in.
well, as I'm like halfway through when I was saying that, I'm like, damn, I'm setting myself up right now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they do a great job though of keeping
But
like that
that-
great crowd in there.
That
Yeah.
absolutely adds to the experience in there because it creates a safe environment. It creates a safe space for us. We know that we're constantly safe no matter who comes in or who. Like we can immediately filter to some through some of that bad crowd that's around Ybor sometimes and creates kind of a chaos and commotion, and it creates a safe place for a lot of our regulars too. I feel like that's also why we have a lot of the regular base that we have. People constantly coming back and creating that safe environment for themselves where they're like, okay, we can have a couple drinks here. We can, you know, my bartenders are gonna hydrate me. They're gonna take care of me.
Yeah.
They're gonna make sure we get home safely.
So I would say as a bartender, to be honest here, how do you like that locker program?
I love it. I feel like again it creates even more of a sense of
'Cause, like,
having
they-
a relationship with your regulars and having a
Correct.
relationship and creating friendships with these people. And I think that again adds to that ambiance. They're the ones that also brings us friends and family members and create an even bigger regular basis. And they expect, you know, we all expect a certain taking care of each
So
other.
some
you
people
know?
might not. Do you want to explain kind of what that locker program is?
Sure.
Like-
So it is a locker program that lasts exactly a year from the moment that you start it. It has a lot of perks and pros, and essentially you can have a bottle service, a personalized experience every time you come. You get, like I said, lots of perks. You get additions to exclusive bottles and barrel picks that we select from different distilleries and different places. And we provide that for you guys to experience at no extra cost to your locker program. And it also creates an even more like VIP experience than what the good service that we hopefully already provide.
Of course,
you know?
like any VIP, when they walk into Copper Shaker and were to see their locker up there with their name on it right above the bar,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's a great service that you offer, yeah, with the perks and everything like that, but any VIP should not even that.
Absolutely.
Because it is the only bar in Ybor that offers something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Put our name on the list.
Yeah, we're on the list.
Yeah,
We're on the
there
list.
and there is a list. You know, like that's
Yeah.
the thing. It is a
He
pretty
said it's like
exclusive
30 yeah, he
program.
said it's like 30 people deep right
Yeah.
now for the list. So I mean,
And there's only a certain amount of lockers. Once those lockers are gone, they're gone for a year, you know? So, like, the list is pretty extensive.
yeah.
But, again, it's a place where hopefully any person that comes in, like, is greeted by their name. And, you know, if you have a regular order, we're more likely to remember your order sometimes than your first name. But, like, we got you. We got your back. But when you have that locker program, they usually have a little bit more cushion and a little bit more catering. And we know their name. We know their order.
And you can definitely see some of the bottles in those lockers are bottles that aren't available to other people.
Correct.
They're bottles that are just available to the people who have the lockers.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're exclusive programs, and anything in their locker is exclusive to them, anyways. But yeah, there's a lot of collections up there that are pretty hard to get that our locker members do
That's
have
awesome.
access to.
I think that's a great program. It's a great way to cultivate, yeah, like you said, a lot of regulars and coming in there and stuff like that, and giving them even more of an elevated experience than even you would get at another craft cocktail place.
Yeah,
You know, like
absolutely.
that's great. I love that. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
So we'll say, you know, we want to of course say a couple things that Ybor is doing, or Ybor Live's doing.
Okay.
You know, a couple things that we have in the works. We're going to be going around later on today or tonight, popping around to a lot of different businesses and bars and restaurants here, where we are having our first Ybor Live pumpkin carving contest.
That's right.
So we will be going around to a lot of the businesses in Ybor tonight and seeing if you are interested, seeing if you would want to be involved with this. Ybor Live is going to support, or we're going to give you the pumpkin, and voting will begin on the 26th, I believe, right, Caleb?
Yeah, we're gonna drop off pumpkins next Monday, Monday and Tuesday,
So a week from today, yeah.
and then as soon as you get your pumpkin carved, you can put it up. And we're gonna provide a little A-frame instructions for how do people vote for the pumpkin. So all the establishments want to carve a pumpkin, they put it out. Their patrons will vote for their pumpkins. We'll tally the votes, and then we'll announce the winner on Halloween. And the winner, we're going to throw a party at their establishment to bring in a crowd and celebrate their victorious pumpkin.
Right.
Very nice.
So there'll be some prizes given away. We're gonna have a party there. It'll kind of depend on what kind of business wins. You know, if a bar wins, of course, we'll bring some people in and have a little party at the bar and maybe get some pizza and stuff like that. Or, you know, if a cigar place, you know, wins, we'll think of something else. But, you know, we want to, you know, if you have been following Ybor Live for a while, we'll say that we have been trying to do these events. Similar to this, our last one, our last big event was on Easter. For a lot of people that might have remembered that, we did the first ever Ybor Easter egg hunt,
I love that.
where we hid, I can't remember how many eggs.
I don't know, like 300 eggs.
It was like 300 eggs around Ybor.
That's amazing.
On
Seventh?
That's
All over.
No, we did it all around Ybor.
Yeah, they were in all the bars. We had them in
Get
Bad
outta
Monkey
here.
and
In the
everything.
bars, in
yeah,
the
it was
parks,
fun.
on the
It was
streets.
fun.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so we did that during Easter, you know, and these events that we're trying to do, you know, during a lot of these holidays are, one, to drum up business for, you know, whoever wins and to, you know, do that and bring people to Ybor, but two, is to bring that sense of community.
Yeah.
That Ybor that we love about Ybor, and that all of us, when you're in Ybor, you can feel it. You really feel that. And so these events that we come up with and that we have these ideas, you know, that's really what we want to do. We want to drum up community feelings, people popping around to different bars, different establishments, and vote on your favorite pumpkin. Go to a couple different bars that day.
Yeah, you can vote as many times as you
Go
want.
to a couple different places, see what they have, you know, and pick your best one.
Yeah. And I think that's amazing because I feel like for those tuning in who are not maybe Tampa natives or Ybor natives and are just now finding out, like, everybody here who works in Ybor City, we all know each other. We all go to each other's bar. We all support each other. We're all the regulars that were a part of that. We know your order. We know you by your order. We know you by name. And we go to your establishment. We tip each other out. We take care of each other. We take care of our own here. So that
Ybor
sense of
family for
camaraderie.
life, girl.
Yeah, that camaraderie, I think it's important. Like those events, those are the things that we look forward to being able to do together because we all work around these crazy hours where those are the times that bring us together. And
Yeah, just
I
something
think that's
fun that
amazing,
connects
yeah.
all the bars together and all the
sure.
establishments. And
I love that.
And really, honestly, what we'll say to that too is, if you ever have an idea for any kind of event, or if anybody listening or has an idea, please let us know.
we should
And
start like a poll, like a
we'll start a
events
poll
will
if you
we
want
do
our
next?
Instagram. Hey, what event should Ybor Live do next?
yeah. There you
We
go.
absolutely will.
Are you
The
guys
holidays
going to
are coming
cover
up.
the bed races? On the-
The week.
yeah, I'm sure we'll get at
We'll
least
definitely
film
do
of
some
it.
stuff
Because
down
we're
there.
gonna do the next podcast after this. Next week we're gonna have Max from the Ghost Tour and a History Tour of
Right.
Ybor. So he's gonna come on and do the show next Monday, and then the following Monday is Halloween. So
Yeah.
the bed races are probably in between,
It's the
right?
22nd. is
22nd?
when the
Okay.
bed races are. I think that's a Saturday.
So we'll go and at least get lots of footage and fun stuff to like clip into the Halloween show.
Or-
We're still trying to get the kinks out of doing like a show live off. You know, we've done shows live at Bad Monkey and White Lie and First Chance, Last Chance. But our next one live, we really want to blow it out of the park and really kind of do a good job. There's some stuff that we still need to fix with
Well,
it.
there's like a huge competition starting. It's brewing right now.
Okay.
So
And the
there's-
bed races.
Yeah, there's the two trophies. There's the trophy for the team that wins the race, but there's also the trophy for the crowd participation favorite.
Oh, I
Okay,
like it.
Bad Monkey has never, I don't think we've ever won a race, but we always win the crowd favorite, the participation
Yeah.
trophy. Like every year that thing
So you
is
guys
in.
are coming up with a category so you can win it?
Well, every year. So
Bullshit.
I understand that our dear friend Mo, that we love more than anything, over at White Lie, has called Challenge. And she thinks they're gonna steal it from us
I
this
don't know.
year.
Mo
So
can bring out a crowd.
I know she can bring down a crowd,
Yeah, Mo can bring out a
absolutely,
crowd.
and she's
a-
very
and a
creative.
rowdy crowd at that.
So we're gonna definitely have to
A
bring it. but
rowdy
yeah,
crowdy.
There is definitely there's some pull going on right
Oh, I
now.
like it. Okay.
Yeah, it's friendly competition. It's gonna be good. This
Well,
is gonna be good.
We might have to get some. Yeah, we'll definitely get some footage of that and go down there. That should be that should be a good time. And we always love the bed races. You know, that's one of those events that a lot of people in Ybor who live here know about, but a lot of people who don't live in Ybor don't
Have
know
any
anything
idea
about
what
it. You know,
anybody's
and
talking about,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a fantastic time. So what happens in Ybor is we do the bed races every October, and all of the, or not all, but a lot of the businesses in Ybor, they get a team of 4 or 5.
I think it's
5, yeah, because 4 push and 1's on.
right.
Yeah, so there's a teams of 5, and they have to make a bed, and then they push these beds down 7th Avenue and they race. And they do like a couple different heats to create a winner. And each one, like each bar, you know, like it's
They have to have a theme,
I love that. That's
like
insane. I love that.
costumes and all
Oh, yeah,
kinds
they
of stuff.
really
I mean,
do
it's
that.
ridiculous, but it's so much fun.
Where's the sign-up sheet? Like, that sounds amazing.
Bryce Copper Shaker, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're participating in that,
Oh, it's gonna
but
be
that sounds amazing.
It's gonna be a bad day at Copper Shaker. When you guys see that going down, you're gonna be really
I
upset.
know.
It starts right here,
I'm
right? This
so
is
jealous.
the starting
Yeah, they
line is
shut
right here, I
down
believe.
7th, I
That's
think.
hilarious.
I think it starts like.
Centro. I thought it started
I
at
thought it-
Centro and goes down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it start at Central or does it end at Central?
I don't know. I
No,
thought it
goes
ended.
down that way. I think it ends at where
can't
Buffalo
remember.
Wild Wings used to be.
So let me
I
ask you a
think
question.
you're right. I think
Is
you're
7-Eleven allowed in that? Because I feel like they have too much corporate structure where they're going to bring in some beasts.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should be able to compete.
I've never seen him in it.
No, I think it's just limited to the bars.
I guarantee
People that work at 7-Eleven.
Because I feel like
are just so
7-Eleven's
ready
gonna
to
bring
get
some
the
people
fuck
in
up
from
Evil
out of
every
state.
day. They want no parts of his shit.
If a bar saw 7-Eleven in it, they would sabotage that thing. Sabotage that bet, like 100%. Like,
Oh, it's like, I think 7-Eleven's like going, we're bringing in our
Assholes, no
Norwegian
way.
sector.
Not at
No
all.
corporate allowed.
I would be mad. I
We
think I
got
would
rid
quit.
of Buffalo Wild Wings, 7-Eleven, you're next.
I know, right?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, are they ever allowed to
Right now, like,
participate?
they're really riding that wave up.
Is that why you guys would end the race right in front of their door?
Something like that, yeah. I would be like,
It's
nobody's
like, fuck their
corporate
shit up
allowed
for the
here.
day.
If you're bringing in people that are like from out of state, that are just like, you know, huge, that have been training all year long, where 7-Eleven has a corporate place where I was like going, what do you guys do? I was like going, we just do the bed races. Then I'd be like going, that's not fair. You've been training 365 days a year just to do this.
Cool running.
I don't know, a couple years ago, I will say,
Cool
I honestly
run-ins.
thought that they were shoo-ins. Like, especially when Josh was there, when Josh Mitchell was there, like, that Josh was like, Trav, we have it. It's in the bag. It's in the bag.
We're a machine, man.
Yeah,
We're a
it
machine.
I think that was the first year, too, that Long Ash was in it. And Long Ash now has... They put
They
some
stepped
good.
their game
They
up.
put some good bets.
They win the
together.
bocce ball tournament too, don't they?
And they run bocce ball now too. Like Long Ash has come in
This all year long.
quick and hard. Like
They're
I
really
mean,
integrating
yeah.
themselves. I love
'Cause
that.
we do the bocce ball tournament over at the Cuban Club too, and they came in a couple years ago and like all of a sudden just real quick they were
That's
on it.
amazing. What
Yeah.
is bocce ball?
I don't think
It's like yard bowling.
Not
Not really bowling.
There's
Yard bowling?
like,
Okay.
what? 1, 2,
I think I know what you're talking. Now I see a vision.
There's like
I
a.
see.
They're trying to roll a ball, add a ball, who's ever the closest, kind of down
Like big
like
ass
a.
marbles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, marbles, kind of like marbles.
And then you got the small
Like you have a
ping
little
pong
ball and you
kinda like-
somebody throws it and then everybody gets like 2 or 4 or whatever of their colored ball and whoever gets closest to it without touching it or going past it wins and then they get a point and then they throw the ball again and you guys just go back and forth.
Okay.
You got to come watch the next one. I think the
All
next
right.
one's probably the Italian club. Have they had
Yeah,
theirs
the
yet?
big one's coming up here. Comes up in the next one will be January.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Italian club.
First week of January is the Italian club.
Okay.
I feel
So-
like it's old people picnic shit.
So we have,
I love
we
that
have the
though.
pumpkin contest. You know, that'll be starting. We're going to be going around to some places tonight to start that. And another thing that we'll be starting here in the next couple weeks that, and this is something we really didn't, this wasn't really an idea for us to start. This was something where people kind of started writing us on our email, on our Ybor Live email. And they just started asking us questions that were kind of off wall, kind of stuff that they might think and maybe they want us to ask, or not maybe, but they want us to ask on the air and maybe give some guidance.
Feedback.
So we came up with this idea now where we're going to be ending our podcasts with Dear Roosters.
Okay, I love that.
Very similar to Dear Abby, but this is going to be for guys to write us an email on Ybor Live email, and if you have a question or maybe you're in a quandary or maybe you just want to know something and you want to ask, and we'll talk about it on air, and it'll be completely anonymous, and it'll be just Dear Roosters, and you can write into us and give us anything to talk about, and we'd love to talk about it on the air.
We're gonna give you our wisdom and knowledge on the subject
Mm-hmm.
of the
love
questions, and so we've had a couple of them come in, but we're gonna start it next week when we got all the roosters here, because there's only 2 of us here, so we can't really read it, Dear Rooster, without everyone here for the first time.
So we have a couple that...
And it doesn't have to be just guys; girls can write in too. Anybody's got a question.
Oh, yeah, anybody could write in, but this would be from, instead of a Dear Abby, which would be a woman's perspective, this is gonna be Dear Roosters, which is gonna be from a male's perspective.
Okay.
Now, the questions that we've gotten so far, I will say they are a bit more degenerative than the ones that come into Dear Abby.
A little bit of a lot.
That's what happens when you
I will
speak
say.
to men, though, you know. So there you go. There's your answer.
But but that's a good thing though, because those questions need to be answered.
Sure.
Those could be burning questions this person has. He's
They
too
don't know who to
embarrassed.
ask.
He's too embarrassed to ask someone
Yeah,
else.
they don't know who to ask, maybe. So, Dear Roosters is the
So bring them to
perfect
us.
place to ask.
We'll answer any fucked up question you have the best that we can.
Love
So
it.
just make sure that if you would like us to talk about it or you have a question for us, hit us up on our email, ebor.live2020.
Oh, we have a couple. No, that's not right in either way.
See, I don't.
So we
that's me. I
we
just
got
closed.
we have Ebor Live at Yahoo, and then we have Ebor Live 2020 at Gmail. So either of those two.
Okay.
Ebor Live at Yahoo, easiest one, I think.
Yeah.
Send us your questions, and we'll read them out and answer them to the best of our ability.
Ebor Live at Yahoo.
Yeah. So we'll be ending the episodes like that. Not this week, but starting next week on that. Don't forget to check out also the other podcasts. Don't forget Mid Zone, doing the sports podcast every week with Little Steph, Des and Little Steph. And also, we're really excited this week as well that Mo is going to be starting her podcast on Thursday from the Ebor Live studio. So I don't want to give too much away. I'll let Mo do that on her first podcast, but it'll be going this Thursday live. So we'll be excited for that too.
Yeah, so hopefully we're going to get up and running here and have 3 shows going, streaming live on YouTube,
Yep.
and posted them on the podcast platforms. And we'll have a sports show, the Rooster Call, and Mo's show, which is yet to be determined. I don't know. I know the name of it, but I don't know what it's going to be about
What is it
exactly.
called? What is
So can we give the name yet?
No name? Okay.
I thought we already gave the name out on the last
Just
show.
The Mo Show. The Mo Show.
I mean, sure, yeah, we say it.
No, her show is I'm Not an Angry Man,
No,
right?
Not an Easy
Not an easy man. I'm not an easy man.
Not an
Okay.
angry
That's right. We already
man.
talked about this. She's not an easy man, and she's not. Yeah, and she's not.
All right. She's not an easy man. She doesn't sound like it.
So we're excited for all that. So we got a lot of stuff coming up that we're excited about. And if you guys have any questions, have any questions or any suggestions for the next events or podcasts, please write in. Let us know. We'd love to hear you from you. I would say at this time, thank you so much, Laura, for coming on. That was
Anytime.
awesome.
Thank you for
That
having
was
me.
awesome. Eugene.
Honor.
Can I curse on here?
Oh yeah.
They guys fucked up. They call me Eugene. And yeah, fuck you guys.
It's stuck.
I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I'm so
I was gonna try to say your real name, but then I didn't.
It's
I was
Jorge.
like, I'm gonna get
It's
that
Jorge.
wrong. I'm like,
It's Jorge.
It's Jorge.
my bad, Pedro.
It's Jorge, not from Hialeah.
It's all the same shit, Pedro.
I am Laura from Hialeah.
Yeah, Laura from Hialeah. I'm not from Hialeah.
Corey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out, hanging out for a little bit.
No worries, man.
Brianna, you're
Love
in
you,
our hearts.
Trav. Love you, Caleb.
We're gonna be so excited to see you back at Bad Monkey
Yes,
behind the bar
can't
slinging
wait.
drinks.
Thank you for saying that.
Shots.
It'll be awesome.
All the shots.
Oh, the shots.
All the shots.
Travis,
You make
you're
all
beautiful.
the coins.
Aw, dude, you got it first.
I
You
got it first.
Is that your cosign? You're always beautiful. Can I say that real quick before we get off the air?
Of course.
Travis, you're beautiful. And I just wanted to say one other thing. Compass Offshore Personnel Staffing Company. Steve McCaffrey's the best.
Love that.
Yo,
That's
G.
amazing. And
Steve
I hope
McCaffrey,
you
you're the
are.
best.
I hope you are getting paid every time.
Everybody,
Can't wait for
thank
you to
you
show
so
your
much for
bosses this.
coming
They're gonna
on.
love it.
Thank you for having
Can't
me.
wait
Thank
to-
you for having us. No, yeah,
We'll be
amazing.
back next
Can't wait to
week.
do it again.
Max will be on Monday. And now it's time to go start this pumpkin contest.
Yeah, let's sign them up.
Yeah,
Do we
let's
need
go.
to do this rooster thing?
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely, we're gonna get See, everyone always does it in the end. Yeah.
All the-
All right.